Good morning and welcome to the morning show with Angel and Tina. So excited to have you all joining us for this beautiful day. Tina, how are you doing?
It is a beautiful day today. Well, at least here in Charlotte, it sort of kind of is.
Sort of kind of is. Come on, commit.
Because of the freaking pollen. It is like yellow outside. So I wore my yellow today to blend in with my pollen.
Is that the color of pollen?
Really
You're always like celebrating whatever the holiday is, and only Tina would have an outfit that would be matched for pollen.
I really
How
didn't
beautiful.
match the pollen. I was just like, I was thinking about the pollen. I was like, oh yeah, maybe I should go outside. I have a white car and it's completely yellow right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'm visiting in Denver, and we came in a couple nights ago. The temperature dropped 15 degrees right within the first couple of hours. It started snowing, but in perfect typical Colorado fashion.
Welcome home, Angel.
Right, but now all sunny, completely melted, the very next morning. And so but mine's so dry. I am just feeling like a prune. My eyes are dry, my nose is dry, trying to drink my water, staying hydrated. I've got another Colorado friend, which I have not seen in years and years. In fact, I think it was International Women's Day. We both spoke at the convention center. Yep. Was probably, oh my gosh, when was that, Michele? Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. So I have no idea how long it was, but I know it's been a long time.
Well, it's funny because I've known Michele for like 13 or 14 years. We were both in a network marketing company together. We've been friends ever since. And last year, when we started the Angel and Tina morning show, she texted me. She goes, "Hey, I know Angel."
It is a small world, right? Yeah, I mean, how really bizarre. Tina and I keep running into the fact that her and I, we never lived in the same time zone or anywhere near the country. We met each other in San Diego and at an event, and turns out we've got some really cool friends.
And it's so cool because I'm like, oh, you know this person? She goes, yeah. Oh, I've known her for years and years. And oh, you know this person? I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh, I've known her. I'm like, how did we never meet?
Right. So what a fun reunion to have Michele, to see her beautiful face here again. And Kim, welcome to the show.
Hello. Thanks for having me. It's so nice to be here today.
Coming to us from...
Where are you coming from?
I'm just north of Boston, Massachusetts. So we haven't started the pollen, but it's going to be really bad here too. But finally, we have sunny weather. It's around maybe 60 degrees. So that's like a heat wave for us. So people up here, when it hits 60, everybody's in their shorts and tank tops. It's so funny. So it's just exciting.
Boston accent.
I do not, because I'm actually a Long Island girl. I grew up in Long Island, New York.
How did she just say, no, I don't have a Boston accent? And she goes, but I was born in Long Island.
Yeah. You can take me out of Long Island, but you can't take it out of me, So I've never lost this accent. I've been up here since my early 20s. I won't say how long that is. It's quite a long time, but
last year.
Yeah.
Just a minute.
Last year. Yeah, last year.
I can have my little Long Island accent today.
Yes.
Tina loves doing the accent. Well, Kim, this is our first time meeting. Tell our audience a little about yourself. Give us a little background.
Oh, sure. So I'm actually a licensed therapist, a social worker, and I did that for many, many years. And over the past 6 years or so, I've been in development as a psychic medium, sort of ignited in my later years.
In development.
And now, yes.
So, I love that language. I'm in development.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we call it. And, anyone can learn how to connect psychically and even mediumistically, which is something that I didn't understand until these things just started happening for me naturally. So now I combine my intuitive abilities with my work, and I do all coaching work. I call it soul coaching, and it helps people really understand their struggles in their life, get to know what the soul is, blend with their soul for healing, for guidance, finding their life purpose. I blend energy healing in there and lots of really wonderful things. So I'm very passionate about my work. I absolutely love it.
How did
I'm a little bit of a workaholic.
Okay, so you said you came into it later in your life. Like how? What did you do before?
Yeah, so I was working as a social worker, a psychotherapist. I had a private practice, and I was also working in psychiatric hospital. And it's just happened kind of naturally, which is true for many people. You know, you might have noticed a lot of times in your life, you get a gut feeling about something and you just know it and you can't prove it. That's your intuition. That's actually your soul speaking to you. So I always had that. I was very strong psychically, just kind of knowing things. But the mediumship ignited, and mediumship is when you're talking to spirit, loved ones in spirit. And psychic work is when you're really just reading the person in front of you or just kind of knowing things. And it happened really just naturally. I would be sitting with a client in therapy and their loved one would all of a sudden pop in and be talking to me. And it was kind of interesting. And I know how weird it sounds, but
right. Like, yeah, probably like the first time that happened, be like,
exactly.
You know, I really did. First of all, the furthest thing on my mind ever was to even go to a psychic medium. I wanted nothing to do with that my whole life. I really believed if I went, they would just tell me about all bad stuff that would happen to me. And I was like, I don't want anything to do with that. I liked being able to just sort of know things because it kind of helps you out in life, right? If you follow it. And
it's the unknown that freaks us out most of the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Questions about my love life.
Yeah. Tina's got some good questions for you. Well, let's bring in Michele. I know we've known Michele for a long time. We go way back, but it's probably really time to catch up.
Absolutely.
Have happened. So
it's been in development lately, Michele.
I'm in development as well. And Kim, super nice to meet you. I love what you do.
You too.
So I have fun in life. So that's the first thing is if it's not fun, I don't do it. And that has ebbed and flowed over the years where sometimes it's not been fun. And then I'm like, okay, what can I shift? How can I? So I'm always in development and as a person, and professionally that just rolls with it, right? Because I'm a whole person, not just what I do. So I own a virtual assistant business for 14 years. I've stayed home doing that, raising my daughter, never had her in daycare once, which was my goal. And she's going to be 14 this year, which is crazy to me. And in the process of that, I'm a network marketer as well. So at that same time, a few months before that, I joined a network marketing company. And then I was diagnosed with MS and was told that I, really was going to be wheelchair bound. And I'm like, oh, no, you do not know me. So I avoided all medicine because medicine's bad for the baby because I was pregnant. And if it's bad for the baby, it's bad for the mom. And I completely healed my life. I'm symptom free for 14 years. And it took me about 9 months to get there. And so what I do now is I teach people to be healthy, and I'm passionate and I love health. And Tina saw on my Facebook wall that I have announced that I'm with a new company, and really it's 14 months ago. And so what I've done for 14 months is learn and, really make sure that I did my due diligence. Because when I put my name on something, it's like a stamp of approval. And as I lead people, I want them to know why I picked what I picked, because I could have went to any company in the world. And, right now there's three things that people want more than anything. They want health, right? Our world needs health. And the second thing they need is time, because people like being at home with their families and they want that more all the time. And then they need money. And so they're trying to figure out what do they do. And so I am just so grateful to God that I've given the ability to give people all three.
The top three biggies, right? I'm even thinking right now, Michele, since the pandemic, before I was traveling and we were loving the new lifestyle. Like we were empty nesters and my husband and I were traveling all around and it was super fun. I've always been a very, day planner girl, right? I just plan out my day, very structured. And so the spontaneity of it was super fun. But now I'm like, I kind of like being at home and I'm not really looking forward to having to go out and about.
There's so many people like that. So this is what's happening with me is I'm in a little bit of a crossroads. I am thinking, I'm not sure yet, but I am thinking about selling my virtual assistant business. Profitable 14-year business. Someone out there that's raising a child or wants to raise a child wants this business. And I would like to become a full-time network marketer, but I have to make sure my clients are taken care of because they're my family. And so it has to be a fit. And so I love this that I get to put it out there and like someone somewhere wants what I have on both sides. Right? And I'm like, the job
absolutely. When we sold our house back in October, and my husband and I had raised our babies there, right? Lived in that house for 21 years. But I said, this house needs a family. Like, we raised our kids in here, and the house needs a family. And the couple that bought it wrote us, a little letter with their offer that they want to raise a family. They want to start a family and raise a family. I'm like, this is the sweetest.
It was like the sweetest.
It was the sweetest.
Ever.
She is pregnant, by the way.
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
It's perfect.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy! Like, she was like, I can't, like, literally the day before, Angel was like, I want to have somebody who was like us 27 years ago, who wanted to start a family, who was here, and literally the next day, she's like, I just got this letter, and she read it to me, and I was like, Angel, like, God is like sitting like right next to you, like answering all of your prayers as it's coming through. And it was amazing. It was amazing to watch this whole journey. But oh my God, that is amazing that she's pregnant.
It is. So Michele, right? Somebody had told me, because when you're making these big life changes, there's a little trepidation, right? Like, is this the right move? Is this the right time? And, do I let this go? But you get these, kind of affirmations, right? Probably the intuition piece. Yep. But I had a friend of mine, she's like, Angel, don't send mixed messages out into the world. Like, what do you want? Do you want this or do you not want this? And just be super clear about your intentions. But you kind of got to sample it first, right? Like, I gotta just say it out loud and see how it feels before we take action.
I think having two businesses, and this is to all the people out there that have more than one business, it does send a confusing message to people. People don't know what you do. And I have owned two businesses since 1996, two or more businesses since 1996. And people often over the years have said, I don't know what you do. And I'm like, I'm a master at many things, but what I do know more than anything is I'm a great manifester. So it is happening. So, that I'm clear on. And so, you have to know when to let go of stuff, and you have to, like, I don't ever network. I don't market my virtual assistant business because I want people to know me as a network marketer. And so you have to be careful what you tell the world.
You've done that pretty well, because I don't think in the 14 years that I've known you that I ever knew that you had a VA business.
Yeah. I have like 20 clients international, and they are all top performers in the world. And I basically run the backside of their businesses. So it's awesome. So, and I'm very good at it, but the world doesn't need to know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Angel, somebody was just saying, Angel, your hair looks amazing.
It does.
And my hair, doesn't it look fabulous today? Look how long it has gotten.
Doesn't it look fabulous?
It doesn't always.
The Colorado weather.
It doesn't always.
Your hair looks amazing. She goes, well, I did it.
Yeah, I have. So I moved to Florida, so we're on East Coast. I have been getting up now at 6 a.m. in order to, get ready for the show and do everything we've got to do. But so the last 2 days in a row, I've gotten up at 6 a.m. For me, that's like early. I'm not a morning person. Mm-hmm. When we moved from Colorado to Orlando, I adopted, like, most of my, like, your day starts here at 8 a.m. So when I got to Orlando, that meant my day started at 10 a.m. I love that. Yep. And I have pretty much kept that schedule for the last 6 months.
Wakes up at 8:30, drinks her coffee in bed.
Yeah, I've decided I am an East Coast girl on the Mountain Time Zone, right? But and just transferred over, and it's worked out. It's worked out really well. But yes, thank you. I'm actually gonna get my haircut tomorrow. I have had one haircut in the last year, and it was just like a little trim up. but I started taking some vitamins for my hair and nails, and I think it's working.
But, okay,
it's working.
Right in Colorado, you got your nails done, you're getting eyelashes done, you got your hair cut, you went all to the doctor, to the dentist. You do gotta change all that stuff to Florida, right?
I know, but I've been such a mole, right? Like, I've not been out and about. I haven't.
Okay, I'll just come up to Colorado.
So my husband was coming here. He's a bicyclist, and he's doing some rides this summer. So he came in just kind of he's doing some training rides and wanted to see what it would be like to travel with his bicycle. And so he was coming in for that. And I'm like, well, I want to go with you. I'm like, you're going. Why don't I go with you?
We're
perfect. Staying at my in-laws home, right? They have allowed us to stay here and have access to their cars. And so it worked out really well. So yeah, while I'm here, I'm visiting all my old doctors and nails.
Nice.
And out of all the times that you have traveled in your years and years, the one time she comes back to Colorado, what happens?
I know, they didn't have my luggage.
Oh, gee.
Oh, no.
It's never happened in all the travels, all the 100 visits that we did. And we're like connecting flights and back and forth. And we go from Denver to Boston to LA to all over. We did a big loop that included London and Miami. Never lost my luggage. Coming home, they're like, yeah, your suitcase didn't make it, but I have it. They delivered it later on.
I remember a year and a half ago, and we were in Vegas, and you come in, and I was helping do some setup stuff the night beforehand, and you come in with your little tiny suitcase, and I was like, hey, and you're like, we just literally got off the airplane, and I was like, that's your luggage? And she goes, yeah, we're not going to go home for 3 months. We're going here, and then here, and then in February, we're going to come back home. And I said, and that's your luggage? My luggage is 3 times as big, and I'm just staying here for 5 days.
That's hilarious.
Well, and normally it's small enough I can put it in the overhead, but because we were checking Jay's bike, I'm like, well, then let's just check the bags so we don't have to haul him through the airport.
The only girl that I know that can go for weeks and weeks and weeks at a time and have a carry-on luggage.
Yeah, you get better at it. You get better at it the more you travel. You just realize I just don't need to have everything with me.
You don't need to have 7 pairs of shoes?
No, right? I have 1 pair. I wore my tennis shoes through the airport. I have totally switched. I am now the comfort girl. Right? I used to wear really cute shoes through the airport and get all, nope. Now I'm in my tennis shoes and my hoodie.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Last year when she was packing, she's like, you're going to kill me. I'm like, what? She was, I went through my closet and I gave away all of my heels. And I was like,
all those really tall, really sexy ones. I thought I've been walking around barefoot, or in my tennis shoes or my flip-flops for a year. I'm not going to be able to go transition back. So I gave away all my high heels, and Tina, I think, was going to have a heart attack.
Because I haven't worn them either. However, next month I'm going to Vegas for 4 days and then come home for 3 days and then go to San Antonio for a week. And so I'm going to be in shoes. So Vegas, shoes.
Yeah. These are my fancy shoes now.
I can't even take my shoes on because I have no shoes on right now.
I normally don't, but I'm trying to work out more, and so I'm trying to stay on a new routine.
Okay, so for the last 5 days, I've been getting up and getting on the treadmill, doing 2 miles in the morning on the treadmill and 2 miles in the evening on the treadmill.
Wow, that's great,
right?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Our 12-day shred that we've been doing on and off with Julie Burke. Some of you guys know we had them on the show, and Angel and I both, well, all 4 of us said we're gonna do this.
So 12-day shred on and off, does that mean it's 24? 36?
Yeah, so we did the first 12, and now it was supposed to jumpstart your interest in staying healthy, eating cleaner, getting more movement in your day. And so, it was the jump start. And so for 12 days you were working out. Well, the script was that you worked out an hour in the morning and an hour at the end of the day. That's a lot of time. Like, you know, we're not just sitting around idle with, you know.
But when Julie was telling us her schedule, she was like, yep, I get up, I drink this, I get on the Peloton, I do this, and then I go in here and have my breakfast, and then I do this again, and then I do a yoga thing, and then I do my yoga. I'm like, when are you working here for these 12 days?
Yep.
Because it's always eating and then working out.
It was eating or working out. It was very time consuming. Yeah, it was like, but it was like this 100% all in, right? If you're going to do something, it's easier if you go all in versus, you know, kind of tiptoe in and out of it. But since then, so that was what, 5 weeks ago, I've lost like 5 inches in my, you know, belly roll area.
I love it.
It was 5 inches I needed to let go of, right?
Because, you're so big.
Well, but it like all of, well, y'all know I've been wearing yoga pants for a year. Like this whole thing is totally shifted everything. And so now, right now we're having to go and figure out how we're going to go back into the real world and put on real pants and wear real clothes. So Kim, how have you been adjusting to all the shifts and changes?
You know what? I decided, well, when COVID started, you know, we went into, I guess you could call it lockdown last March, like most people. At that time, my business was, I ran like a little holistic center. So I had a physical space. And one night I was leaving with my coworker and I said, you know, I think we need to stay home for a couple of weeks. She's like, me too. I just told my clients I'm not going to be back. I was like, I gave her a hug. I said, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Because at that moment, we just thought this is going to be I'll be fine. And I bet like maybe even a week later, I just knew, oh my gosh, this is going to go on for a very long time. Even though we weren't really being told that, I just felt it in my gut.
Did you? Did you? I was one of those that thought it would only be a couple weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've quarantined for 14 years, so I'm used to it. I work from home. So
I quarantine myself. I'm good.
Yeah. So I started right away, like maybe a week later, thinking, what am I going to do about my physical space? I mean, once something starts churning inside of me, I get a little crazy and I have to take care of it and move forward. But the people that were using my space with me, because we all collaborated and worked together, we were all doing healing type work. They didn't think, they thought I was jumping the gun. They were like, no. We're going to just keep paying the rent. We'll be back. We'll probably be back in May. Then it was like, we'll probably be back in June. But I knew. So anyway, long story short of it, I started really appreciating like some of the things you've been talking about this morning, the comfort of working from home. And I'm so lucky all the work I can do can be done on a Zoom, which is beautiful. So I really got comfortable with that. I decided to let go of my physical space. Even more importantly, I really decided to transform my business and get deeper into the spiritual work. So it gave me, you know, an opportunity. I mean, I do think that I believe very strongly that when we're presented with something that's very difficult, we can sink into that if we want to, or we can deal with it and also think, all right, what can I get out of this? What can I learn from this? How can I grow from it? Because I do believe that it's all our struggles that help us personally develop and grow and evolve. So I just thought, all right, I'm going to use this as an opportunity. So I rebranded myself. I shut down my old LLC, opened up a new one. And I really do enjoy working from home. I have the trouble of having lived in sweatpants and yoga pants for a year too. Yep. So I'm kind of interested in what you're talking about with the exercise, but it really does take a lot of stress off, doesn't it? You know?
Have you put on a pair of jeans yet, Kim?
My friend said to me last week, where are you shopping for jeans? I was like, jeans? Who's wearing them? I need to put them on because that will motivate me to make some important changes.
I was at like last summer and she goes, oh my can't put my jeans on.
I can't put my jeans on. They shrunk in the closet, right?
3 months later, I finally did the same thing, and I said, Angel.
Yeah. I saw it yesterday. I was at the grocery store, and they had at the end cap, you know, the jeggings. And and I stopped to look at them. I'm like,
size.
Some of those.
Yeah. Have you all been cleaning out? Because I started going crazy just cleaning out my house and getting rid of so much stuff. And, you know, I realized this year we don't need as much, and even just clothing. It's felt kind of good to just shed a lot. Has anyone else been doing that at all?
I moved, right? We'd lived in our home for 20 years, and we sold all of our furniture. And we were taking, like, my son twice a week was taking a run over to the thrift store, right? And we were purging. So all we brought was what would fit in these storage pods, because we didn't have a house to come to. We were going to find one once we got here. We thought there's a whole nother story about that. But, so yeah, we did. But even still, with as much as we left behind, we still brought a ton of stuff. I've still got just tons and tons of boxes that we still have not unpacked, unopened, or figured out. But yeah, exactly, Kim. I think there was like activities that were no longer serving us, you know, people that maybe we didn't need to hang out with so much. But the stuff that we have accumulated is stressful, right? To look at it, to maintain it, to clean it, to move around it.
I don't know about clothes and shoes, you know, because I kind of have a little addiction to clothes and shoes. However,
that's okay. If it gives you a lot of joy, there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm a huge fashionista. Like, I love clothes, like seasonal. Like, you tell me where we're going, I'm gonna be dressed to the
Okay, so what was the last time? So are you, like, I saw somebody yesterday and she had this really cute outfit on. I'm like, I have not been shopping in so long for like clothes. And I was trying to think about, like, what was the last thing I bought? And I think it was this workout top, right? I ordered from Peloton. Look at how cool this is.
It is really cute. I love the color.
Yeah,
I some stuff from Amazon. Like, I order.
You buy clothes from Amazon. Look, it's got the little thing.
You know, I love
that. And then it's got an extra little one too. Hold on. I thought this was broken.
Wait,
my daughter who says,
can you tell everybody?
Look,
for your watch.
So you can, it's got like a little slit so that you can like check your watch, right? Without taking. Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell everybody the first time that you bought a shirt with holes, with thumb holes?
Have you seen these, right? Where it has the little thumb hole in it? Yeah. The very first time I bought one, right? It has this little slit, right? And I took it back to the store because I'm like, this is like a flaw. Like, there's like, they forgot there's like a flaw in this. And the cashier lady, she's like, yeah, that's how they wear them now, the kids, right? I'm like, I felt so old. So like, yeah.
I wear them all the time. Like, I love my thumb shirts. Like, I absolutely love
But then this one, and I thought, well, how am is this like for my whole hand? I'm like, why is there this extra one?
Yeah.
And my daughter, she's like, yeah, Mom, that's so that you can check your watch, right? If you're watching your time.
That's super cool.
Super imaginative that you were able to pull that over your watch.
Yeah, clever.
When she told me that thing, I think it was last year, I had a shirt with holes in it, and she goes, oh my gosh, you know.
I really took it back to the store.
That's hilarious.
I took it back to thought it was a defect.
So cute. I love it.
Okay, so Michelle's gonna declutter. She's actually moving on with her business.
Yep. And I'm gonna last year I took a Tony Robbins seminar, and one of my goals was to get rid of stuff. And then I met a guy, and that totally distracted me. So I was like, so I didn't.
Guys that you meet that distract you, right?
So I did no decluttering, and so I was just telling my daughter I went a whole year without getting rid of stuff, but we did buy more stuff, and it's stressing me out. So I'm like, so I'm on a mission. That's why I have bookshelves behind me, because behind the bookshelves are actually boxes of stuff that I'm gonna sell, and a garage sale. And this will be my last garage sale that I ever do. But my last one, I made like $1,000, and I was like, so I'm gonna do it again this summer. And then everything from there on is getting donated for the rest of my life, because it's just easier to just load it up and take it and get rid of it.
But yeah, we put my son twice a week. He was filling up his car and he would go, because everybody was getting rid of stuff. It was like the thing. He would be in line for like 45 minutes to just drop off. But he would just, he was willing to go. He plays little video games and he didn't mind.
The time that Marie Kondo, or what's her name?
Yeah, Marie Kondo.
Marie Kondo. That was a couple years ago.
That book came out, and that series came out on how to, organize your house. And if it doesn't bring you joy, get rid of it.
Okay, so Kim, what kind of stuff have you been decluttering?
I've gone through every room, including the attic and basement. So when you declutter the attic, you're really doing good, right?
Wow.
And I've gotten to every spot in my home, and now I kind of want to make the rounds again. My husband and I are thinking of moving, so I just realized I don't want all this stuff with me anymore. Even big pieces of furniture. Last week we got rid of even a piano. So it's been fun. And what's really fun is what you find when you're going through everything. I found letters that my grandmothers had written to my children when they were little, like toddler babies, and those precious things. And I was like, wow, I have these beautiful letters. I don't need 3 sets of china from my grandmother's anymore. These letters mean more to me, than all of that. So it helped me get rid of other things that I was sentimentally attached to, So
I think this year has
every area.
What is important and what is not.
Yeah, right.
Get rid of the people that are negative and bringing you down, and keep your tribe with all those positive, uplifting people. If it doesn't bring you joy, get rid of it. If you're not using it, get rid of it. Like all that stuff, just totally go through it, everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so ladies, tell us what exciting projects, what are you guys working on and bringing out this year? I know, Michele, you just posted something you've been working on for 14 months.
Yep.
Give us a little more juicy details.
Yeah. So what I found with this new company, this new venture I'm working on, is your body has everything it needs to be healthy. So a lot of people supplement, thinking that it's bringing them, greater health. But really what you need to do is turn your body on. And so that's what I'm helping people do, is turn their body on so that they can be healthy and their immune systems be strong. And that way they can live life without worrying about, life that's happening in our world. So yeah, so that's what I'm working on. And then,
well, give me an example. What does it mean to turn our body on?
So like, for example, some people think you can supplement with glutathione, which is your major antioxidant. Well, really, you can actually activate your body to have it make glutathione, which is, you can eat 500 pounds of blueberries, or you can turn your body on. And so there's ways to do that will keep you the healthiest and strongest possible, without, taking 500 pills. So who loves to do that?
I know, like as we get older, right? It's like, right. Okay, like here's my whole arsenal. I need this for this, this for this.
Yeah. So what I've been studying is the pathways to aging and how to slow them down, and from the inside out, not the outside in. And so it's fascinating. It's based on research. There's patents. There's 30 peer-reviewed studies. So it's totally nerdy, and that is not my thing at all, because I just am a people person. I just care about people. But I've just took the time to learn that, anyone can tell you their berry's the best, and it's from the island that no one else can get it from. But when you base it on science, you can't argue with it. And so for me, I was just like, I want people to be whole vessels and to give the most to the world. And how you do that is you be your best self by using your body in a way it should be used.
I had dinner last night with my nurse practitioner. She is 80 years old, and I'm sad I didn't take a picture. This woman is just so dynamite. She is like tapped into.
We're not taking pictures ever.
I know. Because I'm just at home all the time. I'm out of practice.
Out of practice.
Yeah, my auntie had come over.
Family 3-4 generations.
Yeah, it was my aunt, my mom, me, my daughters. And I'm like, I woke up in the middle of the night, sick to my stomach. I'm like, I didn't take a single picture. And then I'm out with Monique last night. This woman is 80 years old. She's full of life, right? And I just love that about her. Did not take a single picture. Actually, there's one picture, but not with her in it. And so And I didn't take it.
Yep. And then releasing, right? Releasing things that no longer serve me, and just being open to that process, and however it falls out. Like, I have no rules on how it's going to work out. I just know it is going to work out. And just being open to, years ago, I was trying to think how long ago I scripted my perfect work, life, and travel days. And that is getting so very close to being my life. And so I can drink my coffee, do yoga, start work at 10. Like, right?
Yeah.
That is very close.
That is there. We bought this, we saw this house in Orlando. We'd come to Colorado or come to Florida for a weekend trip, and we saw this house, and we ended up buying this house. And Jay and I, we've just celebrated our 28th wedding anniversary. We've been together a lot of years. And when we were first dating, we went to this furniture store just to kind of see like what was our taste. And there was a woman there, and her name was Trudy. Like, we remember her name. Like, how weird is this, right? And she told us to go and look at magazines and take out pictures of what we like. She's like, don't think about why you like, just start pulling out and then put a collage together and see if you see any themes. And
having you create a vision board before
she was before vision boards were a thing. And what's interesting is, as we now bought this house 29 years later, we're kind of walking around going, this is what Trudy, this is like, when she had us look at pictures, this is the house that we like wanted, like with windows and looking out to water, and there's columns in it, and there's like all these things that are in it. I'm like,
but you manifested this house. It took you 28 years, but
it took us 28 years. But like, have you go back and you're like, look at things that you've written down and pictures or old vision boards. I've heard this where people even packed them away and then they pull them out years later and like, that's the car that's in my driveway, or we just put an offer on that house. And it's 28 years later, and here were all the different things that we had loved were in this one.
Are very, very powerful like that. When I used to teach vision boards and teaching people to create their vision board, I told them, if there's a car on there, don't just get any color, get the color you want, because that's the color that's going to happen.
Isn't that so powerful?
It is true. So I used to teach vision boards too, Tina. That's so fun.
I remember that.
So, and I will tell you, I have so many things on those vision boards, like so many things, but there's just a few things. So in 1996 was my first vision board, and I have almost everything on there, or it's shown up better, that or better. And then, like the Trudy effect is what we're going to call it. It's like, she was an angel that showed up in your life and, allowed you to see bigger vision. And, you just need people like that to do that for you. So it's awesome what you've manifested. I love it.
She was just this dynamic woman who worked at this furniture store. I mean, she's just, loved people, loved what she did, when you
even know that little conversation has many years later are still taking effect.
Yeah. It's like somebody comes into our life and can say something that has this, and we do that for others. Like when we think, right, somebody out there has done this for us, we do that for other people. And of course, it might be 28 years later before they and we don't even know. Somebody we meet, like, at the grocery store or on the subway, like just random, seemingly random, but there's nothing random, right?
I love getting messages.
Nothing's random.
Remember, so many years ago, you told me this, and I'm like, no. Well, you told me this, and this, and I listened to it, and I took it, and I'm like, wow.
Which ties right into what Kim does. When my daughter died a couple years ago in a car accident, I was like, I don't believe in that stuff. And I'm like, Tasha has shown up so many times in so many ways. And through other people have called me and be like, Tasha wants you to know this. And I have a lot of friends who are mediums, and my sister, and, now Kim, and a lot of people. But, we think that it's just our world right here. But I will tell you, as a mom who's lost a daughter, my daughter very much still communicates with me. And it's very intentional. And it's like I have an angel looking over my life. It's so fabulous. So yeah, it's great.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
So you've gotten into this thing. I know you said you wanted to pull some cards. So
Would you like me to?
Yeah,
I'd be
pull some
happy
cards.
to.
Tell me
So,
who I'm
and
gonna
Michele,
marry.
I'm sorry to hear about your daughter.
That's okay.
That
She's
should
in a
never
better
happen
place.
to anyone.
God needed her more elsewhere.
But I'm glad that you feel her presence.
The
That's
stories
beautiful.
Michele has are unbelievable about Tasha. Like unbelievable.
It's divine for sure. So I cannot question God's will. So
yeah. So, and that to me is the whole point of mediumship, is showing everyone that we are eternal, you know? So I'm going to use this deck. It's a chakra deck. Have you ladies heard of the chakras? Do you know about the chakras? Okay, excellent.
In fact, I have a chakra bracelet on.
Ooh, love it. Love it. Okay. So who am I going to pull a card for first? I think I'm going to start with Michele, if that's okay.
Yes.
All right. Would you like one?
Yes, please.
I'm going to pull something about Tasha.
I know. It's definitely from Tasha. I have chills right now, so I know it to be true.
Okay. So I'm just going to pull from the top for you.
So if I cry, just know it's just Tosh.
Okay. So we pulled your heart chakra, right? And aren't we talking about your heart when we're thinking about your beautiful daughter and all that love that you feel from her all around you all the time? And I feel that for Michele, when I go into your heart, that it's more than a belief for you now. It's actually a knowing. Like, I know that life is eternal. I know my daughter's with me. And that's much stronger than saying I believe. So I feel that there's been a lot of movement for you from believing, wondering, to believing, to now I know. So I'm just going to show you your card. It's a beautiful card. It's called
I love it.
Balance. And what I love about this card is the cup in it. And the cup is filled with gold. I really think of the golden energy really as a powerful life force energy. And when you open your heart up to that, so many beautiful things can happen. And I do feel that the heart chakra, the solar plexus chakra, those are the chakras that I use when I'm working with people to connect to the soul. And when you are blended with your soul, you're blended with all of that power. So when you were talking about how you healed yourself from the MS, like, I do believe that's possible. And you opened yourself up then in that moment to really connect with your soul for healing purposes and all that healing life force energy that's around you. And I feel that this journey of moving through a very a chronic illness, right? And the doctor's speaking to you in such stern way of what was going to happen, and then moving through the loss of your daughter and learning to live life with that loss. I feel that you connected again. You found that balance in your emotions, that you found how to have joy and feel joy even as you grieve your daughter. And you also found this very strong, powerful balance using that soul love to now help others. I loved what you were talking about in your work, and I do feel very aligned with what you do. It's really beautiful, Michele.
Thank you.
Well, and let me just read what the card said. I didn't even pay attention to it. Stability, harmony, peace, fluidity. Fluidity is what you're working towards now, right? As you're leaving one business and just completely embracing the work that you really, truly are passionate about. So you feel very, you just have a beautiful energy about you. You feel really good. This feels like a really positive time for you, and that there's already movement. Things are being put in place for you to step into that work completely and just shed the other work that you love, but you know now it is time for this change.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
My goal is to be a blessing. So, and I always tell people, if you're going to lead with love. So all of that is true. So yay.
You're in the flow. You're in the flow, Michele.
In the flow, baby.
Yeah. And when you listen to your heart, you end up where you need to be. You know?
Oh, thank you so much. I love it.
Oh, you're welcome. Ooh, I'm dropping cards.
She's
okay.
hard.
All right. So let's see who's next.
Tina.
I think I'm going to pull for Tina.
Tina. I like getting my name chanted.
Okay, let's all do it.
Is Angel your niece?
Me? Yes.
Yes. Beautiful.
Yeah, there's a fun little story behind it, but yes, that's my real name. I was writing this down. When you listen to your heart, you always end up where you need to be.
All right, Tina, I'm pulling from the top for you too. Okay, so we pulled your crown chakra, okay?
We were just
and
talking about her crown today.
Okay, so Tina, the crown chakra is really where we're connected to our divinity, right? This is the area of ourselves that we can be thinking about in a religious way, in a spiritual way, but it's really our connection to the divine and where we live as one. So I feel for you, Tina. I know you've been talking about how you love to be dressed up and glamorous, but it's a little more than that. I feel that for you, this desire is not just to feel pretty, you know that you're beautiful, but it's actually helps you step into this divine part of yourself. It's like putting on your tiara, putting on your crown, okay? And as you do that, it really ignites all this beautiful confidence and this desire to really share that with others and help others do that with yourself. I feel for you, Tina, that a lot of what you like to do is help people feel better about themselves and feel more confident and give them little tips and little tricks to kind of ignite that within themselves. And a lot of your work to me is very inspiring. So you're into helping others find what they love and inspire them. And you do this with joy. You emanate a lot of joy, Tina. And I feel that you have developed a way to do that. Even if you're upset about something or you're going through something, you're like, I'm still going to throw out joy. I'm just throwing it out, shoving it out into the world. And that's a really beautiful thing. So let me just see. Oh, the card says inspiration. So there we go. And you see how it's like this spark, right? And you're like that. You're very sparkly. There's something really very bright. You have a very bright light about you. So this says ideas, spark, conception, and impulse. Yes, impulse. So I do feel, Tina, that you don't have to overthink things. Like when you get an idea, it feels a little bit like myself. Like when I get an idea, I get obsessed, like I've got to run with it and I'm going to do it. And you're that way too. As soon as a new idea comes to you, it's like the energy behind it comes to you too. And now you're already out there and jumping into it. You jump into things with such an open heart and so much love. And I think sometimes what happens is you emanate so much joy. You're not always able to see deeper into the people that are around you. So most of the time you connect with people who are pure heart like you, but once in a while I feel it's almost like your love is blinding. There's so much of it and you give so much that you don't notice when someone's not giving it back in the right way. And there's a little work to be done there and just kind of paying attention. And I don't like the word protection because it connotates something so, but protecting a little bit and just protecting with the knowledge. Just tune in a little bit and see, do these people love the way I do? Are they pure and open-hearted? And you will know. Pay attention to what you feel, okay? But we're in the crown chakra. That's really divine. The crown chakra is, the connection to powerful wisdom. So use that for yourself. Use that for yourself, okay?
I like it. My gosh.
We were just talking about dating.
Right?
Oh, yeah. So there you go.
On, Kim.
There you go.
On.
All right. So Angel, 2 cards came out for you, okay? We have the heart and we have the solar plexus. So I'm going to start I'm going to start with the solar plexus. The solar plexus is my personal favorite chakra because that's where we are connected to our power and our confidence and how we value ourselves. It's also where we can hold stress, but it's also our connection to our intuition, that gut response. So you feel really good there. I feel like you're very connected to that really well. And I also feel, Angel, that you trust your gut response, that you will actually, you're a very good listener for it, because a lot of us, we get it and then we ignore it and we don't trust it. And trust is like a huge thing. So I feel, Angel, that you're really good at discerning between when like the ego or conscious mind might put a little doubt in you and the intuition saying, no, 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 this is okay. So I feel like you're really good at pushing that ego mind aside, which is really important if we want to be divinely guided by our own souls and our own intuition. So I feel that you have a very strong natural ability to do this. So your solar plexus feels really good. I also feel that you have a gentle confidence. So you're not someone that pushes yourself on others, yet you stand really beautifully. It's like this soft confidence, and that draws people in because it's not overpowering. And the way that you exude your confidence is like a magnet for people. They feel kind of safe around you. They feel they can trust you. And this is really nice. And this has really worked well for you in your life. And I don't know if you totally view yourself that way, but I want you to think about that a little bit, because I think that it's really true. So we can be confident, but not bragging about it. It's just this quiet way that you have about yourself. And it's really quite lovely. So let's see. The card says responsibility, self-discipline, improvement, reliability, fulfillment, and she's holding nature. Something is growing. So like when we exude such beautiful confidence, when we trust in our intuition, we're always growing, because when we listen to that, we're getting divine wisdom and we keep growing because we're meant to grow. That is our purpose here in life as souls. Of course, we have eternity to grow, right? But when you listen to all of that, there's constant movement. So I feel like you're someone that you don't want to get stuck. You kind of always want to be moving and opening up. So I'm going to get to your next card. It's the heart. Okay. And here we are. I mean, how can we ignore what that card says? Connection. Just even this morning show, right? You're all the time connecting to people, but then you're connecting those people to other people, and you create this long chain. Remember those things we made as kids, the paper mache, and you opened it up and it goes and goes and goes and goes. I feel like this is really part of your purpose. You love doing that. You're very interested in kind of getting to know people. You would have been a great counselor because you loved to dig in a little bit and understand who people really are. And you then intuitively know who to connect together. Even when I think about the fact that Michele and I are here on the same day, and the way that she works with people and her passion for it, it's just everybody's so aligned today. So you do that naturally using your intuition. You're not even always aware, but you do it perfectly. So I think if you look back even on your shows, you'll say, wow, the guests always kind of worked well together. Yes, right? So this is you doing that. So really trust that and know that about yourself. That it's really important what you're doing for others. So you all just feel really, really great. I know I talked a lot. Sorry about that.
That was, I think you were pretty spot on for all of us, Kim. That was pretty awesome. Tell our audience, we want to make sure they can connect with both of you, how they can play with you, plug into everything that you're doing. So Kim, what's the best way for our audience to connect?
You can just go to my website. It's kimconway.com. So pretty easy to remember, and everything is there. I have podcasts, I have meditation albums, lots of different things. And I also teach classes on intuitive development and on the soul. And my work is really all about helping people blend with their soul and really get to know it. So
it was so much fun.
Awesome.
So spot on.
Thank
so
you.
spot on.
So
Michele,
good. And I want people to connect with me personally. And if we do business, great. And if we don't, great. Like, I want all of you in my life. So I'm a people person. So mine is also my name, MicheleVoris.com. And so it's Michele, 1L, because I'm special. And V is in Victor, ORIS.com.
You ladies. We love playing matchmaker here on the show and bringing seemingly random guests together for a bigger purpose, right? And it happens time and time again, and too often to ignore the purpose. So Kim, thank you for sharing that with us.
Oh, thanks for having me. Thank you.
I'm Angel Tuccy. I am your media matchmaker. If you're looking for more exposure, more visibility for your business, your book, or your brand, I have a complimentary starter kit at my website, makeyourbigimpact.com. That's makeyourbigimpact.com. You'll get access to guaranteed media opportunities, press release ideas, and you can even grab a copy of my most popular book, ABCs of Exposure. So go to makeyourbigimpact.com. Lots of fun things going on. And that's the best place to get started. It'll plug into our Facebook group, our Need a Guest, our Media Matchmaker site, Launchathon, Magnetize, all of that at makeyourbigimpact.com. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today.
I know. These guys, oh my gosh, those cards were completely spot on. I mean, everybody was like, oh my God, Tina, she is like literally saying you to the T. I am Tina Torres, your client retention expert, otherwise known as the gratitude specialist. And if you're struggling with attracting the right clients, knowing how to connect to them, or even if you just don't know how to convert them into clients, I have a complimentary guide that I hope you grow your audience organically, online and offline, connect and nurture those relationships authentically, and then take those relationships, turn them into paying clients. You can grab that guide if you text the word connection to 26786. That is the word connection to 26786. Thank you guys so much for being on the show today. We are Angel and Tina on the Angel and Tina Morning Show. We come to you live every weekday morning at 11 a.m. We will see you guys tomorrow. Have a fabulous weekend, guys.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.